Good evening, everyone, and welcome in. It's Rich here with a match review. It finished Wrexham 1, Ipswich Town 0 in the FA Cup fourth round tonight as Town bow out of the FA Cup for this season, and we can now concentrate on league football. Firstly, we will go for 100 likes on this stream. If you're watching live, get involved in the comments down below. And if you're watching back on YouTube on catch up, get involved, leave your thoughts on the game. Hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications bell, and get involved when we go live. Also, head over to the Bad Shirt Club website. They sponsor the channel, and check out their ranges of jackets, shirts, and bucket hats. We got Jack in, we got Chris in, Bradish is in, Chris Bett, Simon Harris is in, Eric Clacton is in, everyone in. If you're in live, Trevor is in. Says, did we have an actual shot on target? So if you're watching live, get involved in them comments. I'll read some of them out as we go. Hit the like button. Tell all your friends to come and get involved over here. James is in. He says, none of them did anything to earn a start next Saturday. And I cannot disagree with any of that. Stuart is in. We're going to get into Egeli. Egeli is shocking, offers nothing, never puts a shift in and comes off the pitch wearing a cleaner kit than the referee. Absolute waste of a player. Might as well play with 10. Woo. Right, so Town made 10 changes to the team that started at Derby. Sarah George says, boring. We got 35 watching, only 4 likes. Hit the like button. It's the thumbs up button on YouTube. It's totally free. Robert Grimsby says, what a load of rubbish. Ashton, no more than I expected. Liam, really disappointed with the motivation shown. Right, so Town lined up like this. Palmer was in goal. At the back, we had, I was going to say Furlong. He didn't play. Ben Johnson at right back. Elkan Baggott started at left back. Greaves and Kipre were the centre backs. In midfield, we had Dan Neil. We had Jens Kajust. We had Akpom on the left. We had Egeli in the 10. Casey McAtee on the right. And George Hurst was up top. And George Hurst was captain for the night. Ashley's there. Hopefully you're all right, mate. He was at the game tonight. He says, absolutely pathetic. The club should take a look at themselves. Graham says he hopes Town turn up in the league match. Trevor says now he's waiting for the first person to say who we can now concentrate on the league. Martin says awful. I'm very happy, James, that I didn't travel tonight. Watched it. Was I surprised? Absolutely not. You know, I thought Town played well for 10 minutes at the start of the first half, 10 minutes at the start of the second half. In between that, I thought we were bang average. Too many players coasting, going through the motions. We showed no passion, no drive. We moved the ball so slowly. Wrexham, they did what they had to do. They obviously got the goal through Josh Windass. I thought our best player on the night was probably Alex Palmer. Their keepers come off with a clean kit. Rich Chandler says that performance was exactly why I said we should have gone strong. That hasn't not done us any favours at all. We will see if it's done us any favours, Rich, or not. You know, in the long run, we nearly went behind in the first 30 seconds, didn't we? I mean, the ball over the top. Palmer comes out, tries to head it out to Baggott at left back. Poor header. Windass pops it in. It's going across the goal and not going anywhere. Palmer palms it out to Sam Smith. Literally, he's got the whole of the goal to aim at there, and he hits Palmer, who is outside of the post. So we got away with one there. We had a chance from George Hurst with a cross from Casey McAtee that he doesn't even get a touch on. We had a header from Chuba Akpom. I think that was about it for the first half, wasn't it, everybody? They got ahead through Windass. Good ball in from the right-hand side. We made a mess of the ball. We had a throw-in over on the right-hand side. I think Dan Neil plays a poor pass. It gets intercepted. Kipre tries to do a foul, and then they break away. Ball into the box, overhit, but the fullback gets it, cuts in, right-footed, and Josh Windass turns it in. I think Sam Smith's behind him. He could have put the ball in. Richard Chandler says, Kipra's been bad for 4 games on the trot. Baggett is nowhere near good enough. Johnson poor. Eggerly was dreadful. Hamish says, I've rarely seen a player go downhill in their mid-20s like Hurst has. McAteer put the ball on the plate for him and he fluffed it. Poor hold-up play, no pace, no anticipation, so poor. JH132 says Jens can't be arsed. There's a lot of negativity out there tonight. So, yeah, second half, we started. We had a few balls in the box. I think Baggett's had a good chance. Puts it past the post. We're just going through the motions there. We even in the last 15 minutes, we bring on the subs. Jack Clark comes on. He's playing. I think we go to 3 at the back and he's playing sort of a wing back. Mehmeti comes on, didn't really get in the game. It was a hard watch tonight. It was one of them ones where you think we could be there all night and we wouldn't score. Gadda says that performance has just reinforced how much we miss Jayden, Nunes and Azor. Too many players are not good enough. Graham says 10 changes equals 10 strangers on the pitch. Dave says he can't think why Hurst was made captain. I didn't have a problem with Hurst being captain. That didn't bother me at all. Right, we got 118 in, which is great. So we need lots and lots of you to hit that thumbs up button now, the like button. Subscribe if you're new here as well. Richard says Azor got a start in the home round against Blackpool, but then doesn't start away at a team we need to put a marker down on next week. I wouldn't be starting Matt Seaward tonight, Rich. I'd be wrapping him in Cotton Wool and Leif Davis. Joe says, glad we're out. McKenna glad too. However, problem is we don't have anywhere near the squad depth we thought we did. Lots did nothing to start a game. Hurst, Akpom, Johnson and Greaves. I thought Greaves was all right. I thought he was all right tonight at the back. But there's no one who started that game can put their hand up and say they should be playing next Saturday. We could pick the team. We could pick the team now for next Saturday if everybody's fit. It's pretty obvious what it's going to be. Hopefully we'll have Nunes and we'll have Philogene back. But it's too many times, especially away from home, I've seen this sort of performance where we lack any sort of urgency. Even in the last 10 minutes, Palmer's standing there with his foot on the ball outside the goal, and I'm thinking, we are 1-0 down here, lads. We're not exactly flying forward and we're not looking to get a goal, and I don't know. It was a frustrating night. And I know, look, nobody likes to lose a game of football. We all want to win. As soon as that game kicked off tonight, I wanted to win the game. And I thought we started really positively. Liam says, lack of urgency. Joe says, did we really pay 18 million for Eggerly? Have we seen anything from him? What is his best position? Ben's got up in Sydney at 6:45 a.m. Not the usual 2 a.m. And he says it wasn't worth getting up in the middle of the night for. A lot of negativity tonight. Anything positive? Robert says, have we really been that good at all this season? We've been decent in spells. I think because we've got some good players, we can just turn it on now and again. But in these remaining 16 games of the season, Joe says one positive is no injuries. We're going to be tested now because we can't use the excuse of it's another game that we've got to play because the Leicester game's been moved. Well, we don't know yet because Leicester obviously plays Southampton tomorrow, and if they get through, that game has been moved. But the time for excuses is running out. I'd love to see what Kieran says about that performance tonight because I feel really sorry for the fans who've travelled down there. Look, we do it week in, week out, and I would have gone, but I just couldn't juggle things around because I've got work in the morning. But you're going to be frustrated if you're driving 4 hours back tonight. Hopefully you're staying down there and you're going to enjoy a morning and a breakfast in Wales and then just go about your day and just make your own way home. Let's have a few comments. James says the positives, Wrexham play a game on Tuesday. When we play Wrexham, starting 11 will beat this Wrexham team. There is no, that's not a certainty. Big Dave says there was no surprise. Poor performance coupled with the manager making it clear it's not a priority equals poor performance. Taylor should have started a captain aside for his aggression and passion, says Khalid. if we do manage to go up, how many of these players are honestly near our 11? Clarkey, so far off. Jack Clark had a great chance, didn't in injury time from that corner. I mean, he didn't anticipate the ball because I think he thought Kiefer Moore was going to win it, and then he didn't, and then he was on his heels when he could have been there to put the ball in. But let's get on to some player performances or ratings or whatever you want to call them. Palmer, I thought, other than the header early on, he was probably our best player. I thought Ben Johnson was all right. There was too many players who were all right tonight without being anything better. Baggett is not a left back, and I think we really need to talk about Elkan Baggett because he's not going to make it a town. They can talk him up as much as they want at the football club that he's a good young player, this, that, and the other. He's not playing first team football for Ipswich Town. He needs to go probably to a League One team, and he needs to make a career for himself because in my mind, he's way off it. He's not a left back. It's probably a bit unfair on him being pushed out there because we didn't really have anyone else. We had Boniface, but he didn't really fancy playing him. Tammy says, waste of my time, total shite, Rich. AD Croucher was at the game tonight. He says, warm weather training, what was that all about? And he's put it in the chat twice, I think. All you can say is Ipswich honoured playing the fixture as they had to do. McKenna not at all disappointed to be lose. Lose says Surf Caster 68. James says he thought Johnson was okay. I thought Greaves was all right at centre back. Kit Pray for me. I agree with Richard Chandler in the chat there a little while ago. I think he's struggled. My mate Craig, he uses the phrase he's towing a caravan about certain players, and it looked tonight in certain instances the goal he got caught out of position. People say Kit Pray could play in the Premier League for Town. Not a chance. He would get absolutely eaten alive. Trev says we should have played Boniface. Why did we buy him? Carl says Baggett, if he's a good young player, he should be starting by now. Yeah, agreed. JH132 should have tried Baggett in a position he knows and put Greaves at left back. Richard says Greaves should start on Saturday. Kit Pray running through treacle again today. Lee Blue, why does Hurst have so much trouble making good contact with the ball when it comes across the 6-yard box? Been the story of the season with him. Useless. Sack the recruitment team. Department says Turbo. ITFC, they are stealing a living. So that was the back four. O'Shea coming at half time, which was a weird substitution because I thought, if anything, I'd have probably kept Kit Pray on if he was fit, and then I'd have put Greaves to left back. I'd have took Baggett off and I'd put O'Shea and Kit Pray in there, but he made that change. Dan Neal was all right tonight. Jens, waste of time for me. Another performance where he does a few turns in the middle of the pitch, but there's nothing at the end of it. And like for Dan Neal, right, they've signed him. He won't start next Saturday for me. He'll play Jack Taylor and Matasiwa. We need players who are playing now. Dan Neal's not going to get match ready by playing 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there. He should be in the team. He's a good player. Chuba Akpom, talking to players, I still don't see what he offers. He played off the left tonight, and then he was dropping really deep. Got a ball in the face early, had a chance of a header, bit off balance, popped it wide. Another disappointing performance for him. We've spoke about Eggerly. McAteer, I thought was okay on the right. I thought he put a couple of balls in. He's obviously laid that one on the plate for Hurst. George Hurst up top again, struggled, but he is so isolated. Whoever plays up front for us, he's so isolated. But yeah, that's it. Town are out the cup. That's all I can say. There's nothing really positive to say about that display tonight. Tammy says, how on earth does Hurst stay on the whole time? Tuber is so slow. Chris Wright, hi Rich. What a load of tosh that was. Liam says we need the captain that drives us on and off the pitch. Well, I've said that before. We're lacking leaders. St. Austell Blue. Cajuste is a luxury player we don't need. JH132. Neil wanted to move the ball quickly, but no one was making runs for him. He just gave up looking for links after 30 minutes. Right. Anyway, that's me done. Man of the match tonight for me is Alex Palmer. He gets a 7 out of 10. No one else on that pitch gets above a 5 or a 6. You know, I didn't think Wrexham were great. We know what we're going to get next Saturday from Wrexham. They work hard. They'll harry us. They'll put balls in the box, and I think they'll be quite dangerous. They'll obviously have Kiefer Moore in there. Broadhead was on the bench tonight, didn't get on. But yeah, fair play to Wrexham. First time in the 5th round, I think, for over 25 years. We'll let them have the cup win. We'll have the 3 points next Saturday, but we've got to turn up. We can't just turn up at these places and expect that because we've got good players that we're going to win the game. We've got to go down there with the right attitude. We've got to dig in, and then we've got to let our football do the talking. Do I think we can win at Wrexham next Saturday? Yes, I do. Will we win at Wrexham next Saturday? Who knows? Because Town on the road, another time tonight, we've let a goal in. We've gone 1-0 down and we haven't come back. And I think that's 10 or 11 times now. We haven't turned around. We haven't turned around a game since Southampton. 3-2, Sarmiento. 3 out of 10 says Stephen for all of them. Tammy says, is Nunes fit? Well, hopefully he'll be fit for next week. Him and Jaden Philogene. Rich says, positive from tonight is that kit is so good. Well, on that note, thank you for watching, everybody. We've had loads in tonight, only a short one tonight. There's not a lot to talk about. There's nothing positive to say about that display. Town bow out the FA Cup, 1-0 at the racecourse. It's not called the racecourse now. They kept saying on the TV, they've got a sponsor. It's the racecourse. It's got 3 sides. I'm looking forward to going there next Saturday. Hopefully Town can put in a much better display. If you're travelling back tonight, safe travels, everybody. Good support again from Town down there today. But yeah, that's me done. AD Croucher, all the best. If you're in the chat, hopefully you get your head down on the bus, get some sleep, and we can all look forward to next week. Cheers for watching. Hit the like button. Hit subscribe if you're new here. Turn on your notifications bell. Also, head over to Spotify. Search the Suffolk Crunch podcast because we are on there. We've done 6 episodes so far. Lots more to come. Anyway, cheers for watching, everybody. Disappointing night for Town, but we can concentrate on the league now. All the best.